Hello everyone. Welcome back to my workshop. I'm Heather McGee and this is Teaching Tuesday. Today we're going to be making tops, like spinny tops, out of paper cups. Let me show you a couple that I have made. I have a little one. We're going to be making little ones today. And I have a middle-sized one. And I have a really big one. Whoa, it's not sliding very well, is it? I'll show you what to do to make that work better. So what you're going to need is paper cups. Now I've had 3 different sizes here. I've got a relatively big one. This one's one of the tiny bathroom ones. And then this one I made out of one of the 3-ounce bathroom cups. But I seem to not have any down here right now. You can use any size of cup that you'd like to, but make sure it's paper because plastic will not work for this. So you definitely need a cup. I've got, they're little skewers. Now you can use, these are just short ones I found. If you have regular size skewers, you can use your scissors and cut them off at the length that you need. Make sure you use the back part of your scissors and keep your fingers out of the way so you don't cut your finger. You can use toothpicks, although they're not really sturdy enough. If you need to, you can take a pencil, sharpen the pencil, and put the pencil the whole way through, and that will work also. So I've got a couple skewers. I only need one for each top. I also have some poster putty. That's the sticky stuff that you can put posters up with. It never gets hard. You take it down and you roll it in your hand again and put it up. That's what this is, that stick tack. I have a pair of scissors. If you're very particular, you can use a pencil and a ruler also. I'm not that particular. Also, I was doing some decorating on the bottom, so I have some water-based markers. This is important. Listen up. You can only use water-based markers if the bottom of your cup is paper that has not been treated with wax. So the bathroom cups, these are not a problem. They're just paper. These cups, there's a coating on them that makes this marker just smear off. So you're going to either need to use permanent marker. I use crayon on mine because that worked better and it didn't get all over my hands. If you're ready to get started, we're going to make a little one right now. So we're going to take the little bathroom cup I have. First thing I'm going to do is put it upside down here, and I'm going to decorate the top of it. Let's see. This cup is orange, so I'm going to put some orange on here. So I'm just going to, I think I'll just, draw a circle in here. Let's see what else. I think I'll color in the circle. And then I'm going to put a crazy weird line over top of it. I'll show you. I'm going to put a curly Q thing. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. You could leave the top blank if you wanted to. You can draw on it. It doesn't matter at all. I just thought it might be kind of fun. So I'm going to put this swirly line that swirls right to the middle. See that? I just want to try it and see what it looks like. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to turn the cup over and we're going to bend the top of it. The bottom we want to stay nice and round, but the top we're going to mark so that we know where we're going to cut it. So we're going to fold the top in half and put a pinch on each side. See that? Now take those 2 sides, put them together. We're going to line those up and we're going to pinch it sideways the other way. So we're going to mark the sides there. So we've bent the top into more of a square shape. Take your scissors. Going to cut down the side of each one where those bends are, almost to the bottom, but not quite. There's another one. We're going to try and make each one of these sides have a similar length in where they're cut to. So they're all about the same place. So now I've got a cup that's been cut into 4 pieces. After you've cut 4 pieces, we're going to fold some more. Take each one of your sides and you're going to fold the sides in half too. You can use this with a ruler and measure it if you want to. I'm just squishing it. so that I know where this middle point of each one of those sides is. See that? And you can just use your finger and get to the center. So make a point there and pinch it down. The cup looks really squished, doesn't it? I'm going to, from each one of those little folds where I've marked it, I'm going to cut down the side of those also. So we're going to have 8 little petals. They're going to stick out, or they almost look like flower petals. I'll show you in just a moment. So now it's definitely not going to hold water anymore, is it? Look at all those cuts in there. Once you have them cut, each one of the sides needs to be bent up. Now be gentle, take your time. It's just going to fold. You see where the bend is? We're going to bend it up and fold it there. So they start sticking up like that. It does look like a flower, doesn't it? Now, your petals are all about the same, cut back to about the same length. If you are worried about being precise, you can measure it, but it's not going to make a difference. There. So you can lay it down. See how they've all been bent up? Definitely doesn't look like a cup anymore, does it? It does look like a flower, though. Are you ready for the next step? I'm going to curve the edges off here. So on each one, and see where the pattern is, I'm just going to put a little arc where I'm cutting around each one of those, like this. I'm just cutting the ends off. This is going to make your top a little more aerodynamic and a little easier to spin because the petals aren't quite so long. If the petals are very long, they can drag on the ground because you can't get enough speed on your spin to take them off the ground. And that's kind of frustrating. So we're going to shorten those up a little bit. There we go. Now it really looks like a flower. See that? Put the pieces in my trash basket down there. For the next step, I need you to take one of your skewers or your sharpened pencil. You may need someone to help you with this. I'm going to try and find the very center. Again, if you want to measure that to figure that out, that is fine. I'm not. I'm just guessing. It'll be pretty close. I'm going to gently push that through. Did you hear it pop through? So the tip is just coming through. Now I'm going to put 2 fingers underneath so that I don't squish the bottom. And I'm gently going to twist and push to get that skewer through. You see that? If you're using a pencil, it's going to take a little longer because you have to make a bigger hole. See that? Now basically, you have your top done. But what will happen over time is this will start to slide up and down on the stick. So what I'm going to take is some of the poster putty. I'm going to tear off a little bit of it and put it in 2 chunks. For one chunk, I'm going to take and squish into a ball. There we go. I'm going to skewer it with a pointy end. I'm going to push it all the way up. Put your fingers behind the top so you can push against it. And we're going to squish this against the paper. So it's sticking to the cup, and then I'm going to pinch around the edge. You see that? So it's down around the stick. It's going to stick onto the stick as well. Turn it back over. We also need to put a piece on the top, but it's harder to get on there because there's no point here. So I'm going to roll a little snake and put my fingers on the bottom to hold it this time. I'm going to wrap the snake around the middle here. There we go. You can hold the bottom so that you can push against it. You can push that right down onto the paper and around the edge of the stick so that both the top and the bottom are stuck together pretty well. See that? There's the bottom and there's the top. Now to spin it, I'm going to put the tip of it down on the ground and I'm going to twirl it. That works pretty well. The faster you go, the more likely it is to keep spinning. The other thing is that you can experiment with where the weight is. Now, you know you've got extra weight on here, right? Because of the putty. So if the putty is off center, it's going to make it wobble when you spin it. So I'm going to try and make that a little more even. The bottom's not too bad. See if it's straight. We'll give it another try. Whoop, nope, not so good. Not the best one I've ever made, but not too bad. The big one, you can see the big one is slid down. If you use them after a while, the putty loosens up around the stick. So to get it ready to go again, just tighten up the putty around the top and the bottom of the stick. And then you'll be able to go. Oh, I'm slipping with that one. There you go. Now I'm still sliding. Ah, you know what? I know I've got one here that's going to work. There we go. It worked. So now you have tops. You can try different size cups. Make sure when you put the stick in, because this will make it go crooked too, is if your stick is crooked like this, it's not going to spin straight, which is part of my problem too. I don't always get it straight. So once it's straight and you've attached it to the stick there, you'll be ready to go. If you have a couple different size cups, you could maybe have competitions. If it's just you, you can spin each one and see which one spins the longest. If there's more than one of you, you can each make one and have some competition to see how long your tops spin. You can decorate them in different ways. Just have fun. Remember, if it's got a waxy covering on it, you can't use markers, use crayons. If you have any questions, just go back and watch what I did again, and it'll help you understand it. In the meantime, enjoy spinning, and I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.